How are you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you are new, don't forget to leave a subscription, like and leave a comment on the types of video you like me to make on this YouTube channel. And guys, the final is here. Tottenham against Manchester United in Bilbao. Both managers need to win this game to save their jobs, but for Postecoglou that is the case. Maybe for Ruben Amorim it is not the case, because the club has promised whatever the outcome, whatever the case, anything which happens in the Europa League final, Ruben Amorim's job is safe. But if he doesn't win it to keep his job, he must win it for the sake of all Manchester United fans around the world. He must win it for the sake of all the Manchester United fans who have been in pain this season because of the performances this team has been displaying in the Premier League. And for mate Ange Postecoglou, he promised that I always win thing in my second season. The second season is here, so Tottenham Hotspur's fans will be looking at Ange Postecoglou saying, man, deliver your promise. And if Tottenham goes on and win this thing, this Ange Postecoglou coach will go down and become one of the most legendary coaches in football, man. And in this video, we are going to look at everything. The recent results when these teams have met, the players available, the players unavailable, the lineup they will use, and the road that they took to get to the Europa League final. Because remember, it did not start in the round of 16, did not start in the quarters, did not start in the semis, not that in the final. It started in the group phase. They managed to pass the table phase. Remember, the season it is table, not groups. They managed to pass the table phase. Now they moved to the round of 16, quarters, semis. Now they are in the final. There are a lot of teams that were eliminated in all those stages, but 2 teams are remaining. It means they are the best 2 teams in the competition. And now just 90 minutes to play to get the best team that is in the competition this season. Tottenham against Manchester United. It is going to be an exciting match for both sides. It is going to be a match which will be have all the hypes. We'll have emotions. We'll have up and downs for all the fans. But let's hope for a good game, because a final, it must be a big game. Let's dive into it and just look at the road that Tottenham took to get to the Europa League final. We will not start in the games that they played in the table phase, because that is far back. But in the round of 16, Tottenham played as Kamar. Then in the quarters, they played Frankfurt. In the semis, they played Bodo Glimt. And you look at Manchester United in the round of 16, they played Real Sociedad. In the quarters, they played Lyon. In the semis, they played Athletic Bilbao, the team which will use their stadium in the final. And as you can see between these 2 teams, for Tottenham, Alkmaar does not have that top European pedigree. You look at Frankfurt at some point it is a good team in Bundesliga, but in Europe you might doubt the way they are playing this season. Then Bodo Glimt, it is not that team that everybody expected to get to the semi-finals of the Europa League. It is that team that was a dark horse, and Tottenham was a bit lucky playing against that team in the semis, because you remember everybody was expecting Tottenham to meet Lazio. Then Lazio were knocked out by Bodo Glimt. Miraculously, Lazio were knocked out by Bodo Glimt, and Tottenham played Bodo in the semis. But on the other hand, if you look at Manchester United, just look at their journey to the final, man. Starting with the round of 16. In the round of 16, they played Real Sociedad, a Spanish side, which, if you look at the team that Manchester United played in the round of 16, Real Sociedad, and you look at the team which Tottenham played in the round of 16, which was Alkmaar and Real Sociedad is obviously better, man. I'm not making this stuff for myself because I'm a Manchester United fan, man. But if you know football, you can also weigh and you can see Alkmaar and Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad is obviously the better team. So in the round of 16, if you weigh the test, the team which got a bit heavy test between Tottenham and Manchester United, it was Manchester United, obviously. Then we move to the quarters. In the quarters, Tottenham faced Frankfurt, a German team, a decent German team. Then Manchester United faced Olympique Lyon. Frankfurt, Olympique Lyon. Manchester United played against Olympique Lyon in that dramatic match at Old Trafford. Then Maguire got the win in the second leg. Then Tottenham played Frankfurt. Again, if you look at these 2 teams, Frankfurt, Olympique Lyon seems a bit heavy because of the quality of the players they have. They have one of the best youngsters and young wingers in the world, Ryan Cherki. They hide the legs of Nemanja Matic. Also, Alexander Lacazette was in that team. So, again, if you compare the weight of the team that Manchester United faced in the quarters and the weight of the team that Tottenham faced in the quarters, Again, Manchester United had a heavy team. Then we go to the semis. Semis, Tottenham faced Bodo Glimt. Manchester United faced Athletic Bilbao. Athletic Bilbao, before getting those goals 7-1 on aggregate when they were thrashed by Manchester United, they basically had one of the best defensive records in Europe and also in La Liga. But when they met Manchester United managed to score 7 goals in both legs. You look at Bodo Glimt, let's be real, man. As I've said before, this team was a dark horse. Nobody expected them to make this far in the competition in the semis. So for Tottenham, it was just a walk in the park. Again, in the semis, Manchester United played a heavier team than Tottenham. So you can see the journey. Manchester United had a bit of a hard and awkward journey, which was heavy comparing to Tottenham. So if they manage to do against those hard teams, they can also try and do it in the final. And Tottenham, they can prove to the world. We were given small teams. We were not, I will not say small teams, I will not say like that. We were given teams that were a bit easier to play against compared to Manchester United. So we show the world that we did not win these games because these teams that we played against them, they were not that good, but we won those games because we were good. And going on to the absenteeism, both teams will be missing a lot of key players. Starting with Tottenham, and they'll be missing one of their best players this season, or arguably one of their best wingers this season, Dejan Kulusevski will be absent. I know they can play Wimingson in the wing, or Brennan Johnson. Both can work and both they are very good wingers. But let's be real, man. What Dejan Kulusevski brings in this Tottenham team, it is brilliant and beyond imaginable. So missing Dejan Kulusevski, of course Tottenham, they are going to feel it. Another player who I think they are going to feel it, because in our most recent game, Manchester United against Tottenham Hotspurs, it is the guy who scored the winning goal for Tottenham Hotspurs, and that guy is James Maddison. James Maddison will not be in that Tottenham midfield. I know they can play either Rodrigo Bentancur, there's Evers Bissouma, there's Pape Matissa, all those good midfielders in that team. But missing James Maddison, it is also one of the key players that they'll be missing. In their defense, they'll be missing a guy who has not played a lot of games this season, and that is Rudragusin. Then another guy is Timo Werner, who Tottenham will be missing. Those are the key players that Tottenham will be missing. Dejan Kulusevski, James Maddison, Rudragusin, and Timo Werner. Moving to Man United, yeah, they'll be missing a lot of key players. Manchester United will be missing a lot of key players. But according to reports this morning, most of these players that I'm going to mention are back in training. Only one is 100% sure tomorrow that will not play in that final, and that guy is Lisandro Martinez. Manchester United have missed him for the most part this season. He has not been available to play for the team because at like November or October he picked a season-long injury. So Lisandro Martinez is the guy who will be out, but the players will be doubtful to play in that game. They are not 100% sure that they will play, and they have not been ruled out 100%. And the first guy is Lenior, one key guy who has been very phenomenal in that Manchester United defense. Missing a guy like Lenior, I know they have the likes of Luke Shaw, Mazrui, and Armagua. They can cover both that back three position. But let's be real, man. I'd rather have Lenioro than Luke Shaw in that three centre backs, man. I'd rather have Lenioro than Luke Shaw, but let's see how it will work out if they'll play. Another guy is a centre back, Matthijs de Ligt, who has also been phenomenal for Manchester United, and he might miss that game because of an injury. Another guy is Joshua Zirkzee, though we have a striker, Rasmus Hojlund. But let's be real, man. If Joshua Zirkzee will be in that team tomorrow, even if it is on the bench, it is a surplus, and it is a good surplus, because we know Rasmus Hojlund, the way he's playing. We are not happy, man. We are not happy the caliber and the quality that Rasmus Hojlund is providing in that Manchester United forward. That should not be it, man. We need a striker who is serious. We need a striker who can play good for that club. And I think Rasmus Hojlund, he's just not the guy, man. But because tomorrow is the only guy that we have in that team, he will start. But how I hope at least Joshua Zirkzee to be in that bench, so that at some points in the game when you say Rasmus Hojlund is fumbling, we can bring in Joshua Zirkzee and carry on the game and maybe help this team in whatever way he can. Then another guy that Manchester United will be missing, it is Diogo Dalot. Diogo Dalot also picked an injury this year, 2025. I think it was on Feb. Diogo Dalot picked an injury in a Premier League game. So that is one guy who we are not 100% sure that he will play, and also we're not 100% sure that will be on the bench. The guy who are 100% sure that will not play tomorrow it is Lisandro Martinez, because he was ruled out for the rest of the season. Another thing that is concerning, right, it is the recent form that Manchester United having against Tottenham. This season they have played 3 games against Tottenham Hotspur, and surprisingly, Manchester United have not won even a single game against Tottenham. They lost 1-0 in the recent game. Then they were eliminated from the Carabao Cup by Tottenham Hotspur after losing 4-3. Then in our first game in the first round of the Premier League, we lost 3-0, although Bruno Fernandes was given a red card. But one thing that I've seen in all these 3 games that Manchester United have lost, like the first game, Manchester United were very dominant until Bruno Fernandes was given the red card. Although he had already conceded a goal when Bruno Fernandes received the red card, but we were pretty dominant even after conceding a goal until Bruno Fernandes received the red card. So in that game, Bruno Fernandes got a red card. Then in the Carabao Cup game, it is a 4-3 loss. It was not a loss by a big margin. Although in the final, if we lose 4-3, we will not say that. I hope that will not happen. But a 4-3 loss, it is not a huge margin. It is just a loss of 1-0, of 1 goal difference. So if Manchester United can rectify that, I think they have a chance. And in our recent game also, which we played really brilliant, it is just Vicario who was the man for Tottenham, and tomorrow will also be on goal. I'll talk about the possible lineups tomorrow in a few seconds time. But Vicario is the one who denied us those 3 points, man, because he was the main man in that Tottenham Hotspur goal. Then formations, Tottenham, as we all know, they are losing 4-3-3. At the goal, we all know it will be Vicario. Then right back, Pedro Porro. The 2 centre backs, we know it has to be Mickey van de Ven and Christian Romero. Left back, Udogi. Then their 3 midfielders, their defensive midfielder, obviously it will be Yves Bissouma. Then Rodrigo Bentancur and Pape Matessa. Forward, they have to put Heung-min Son. They have to put Brennan Johnson because Dejan Kulusevski is not around. And then their main number 9 guy, who Manchester United should be very good in defending set pieces, it is Dominic Solanke. Manchester United should be really brilliant in defending set pieces, because they'll be going against a guy who, when the ball in his back of his head, there's a possibility that he can score a goal. So that is the possible lineup that Ange Postecoglou will put out there tomorrow. Then Manchester United, as we all know, he uses a back 3-4-2-1. Those players that I've mentioned that they'll be doubtful, I will not include them in the starting lineup. But if tomorrow they'll be available, it will be good. With all those injuries missing, Lenioro missing, Matix de Ligt missing, I think our back 3 it will be Nosor Mazraoui, Halmagua in the middle, then Luke Shaw. Our midfield, definitely we have to start Casemiro. Casemiro has to start. Then I think the guy who will partner him, it will be Manuel Ugarte. Then left wing back, Patrick Dogu. Right wing back, Amad Diallo. Then for that number 2, number 10 role, of course, Bruno Fernandes has to get a role. But here's where the question comes in. Should we start 1, Alejandro Garnacho? 2, Kobe Mainoo should he start in that number 10 role? 3, is it Mason Mount? For me, I just think we should start Kobe Mainoo. Mason Mount scored 2 goals, but he came from the bench. And we all know Alejandro Garnacho is very active when he comes from the bench. So I'd rather have Alejandro Garnacho from the bench than throwing him direct into the starting 11. And now number 9, we all know we don't have another guy, so definitely it will be Joshua Zirkzee. But I have one message to Manchester United players, man. I have one message to these Manchester United players. Just make sure you win the game, man. Win it. For the fans around the world, just win it. Just go out there. Play with your heart, play with passion, play with everything. Play with everything and make sure you win the game, man. Ange Postecoglou, we don't care about Ange Postecoglou's job, man. If he'll be fired, even the better. But make sure you win. Not just because we deserve a trophy this season. Of course we deserve a trophy, but not just that. Because if we lose this game, where do we start from here? Where do we start from there, man? We are finished around 16th in the Premier League table. The signings like Victor Gyökeres are waiting for Manchester United to win the Europa League or lose for them to make their decision. So he will obviously choose Arsenal, who have a Champions League football, rather than Manchester United, who don't have European football. So make sure you go and win this one, man. Just win it. That is all I can say. Just win it for the sake of all the fans. If you have watched the video until this part, man, just make sure you leave a subscription because you are a fan. You cannot watch the video all the way to the end and say you are not a fan, man. just leave a subscription, it will be very appreciated. Salute, and we'll be here after the final analyzing, and it will be my post match video on my reaction to the final. I hope I'll not be mad, I hope I'll not be sad, but we'll come here with celebration. Salute and bye.